This is Nathaniel back, here to expand in this video on our last video about the find command. We're going to only use the find command in this video, and I'm just going to talk about a different set of different commands that you can use with the results of find to get some interesting answers from that data. So just to emphasize, if you remember from the last video, I mentioned that when you call mydb.mycollection.find, you're getting back this cursor object in Mongo, and I definitely encourage you to look at Mongo's documentation for cursor to better understand under the hood how this code is working. But again, for our demo here, we're not going to get into too much detail about that. So the first command we're going to use is called limit. And basically what this is going to do is we're going to take the results of find by department IT, and we're just going to limit our results to 1. So in our case, there's 2 documents. We're going to limit the result to 1. And then we're going to print all of the documents, which in this case is just 1. If we had like 100 records, we could limit this to 10, and then we would just print out those 10. So let's finish going through the rest of these operations because they're all pretty small and straightforward, and then we'll go through the example all at once. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to skip a result. So this is actually going to be very similar to limit, but we're going to specify which how many entries in the result that we want to skip. So we're going to run the same find command, and we're just going to say skip 1, and we're going to loop over those results, and there should only be 1 because we're skipping 1, but we only have 2 results, so we're going to get 1 back again. If I had 10 results and I said skip 1, then I would get back 9. So it's kind of the opposite of limit. If I have 10 results and I say limit 1, I'm going to get 1 back. If I have 10 results and I say skip 1, I'm going to get 9 back. So just think a little bit about that, but they're very, very similar commands. They just are conveniently kind of do the opposite thing. The next thing we have here is a really, really useful one. This is sort. And we're going to run our same find command. And we're going to specify that we want to sort by last name. So we're going to have a key of last name, and we're going to use 1. 1 just means that we're going to sort in ascending order. If we did -1, we would sort in descending order. And then we're going to loop over all of these and print the JSON. So we should expect 2 results here. We're not limiting or skipping anything, we're just sorting by last name. And we should expect that if we look back at our employees, we should expect that Jane Bradley comes first because we're going to sort on last name. And John Smith should come second because B comes before S. And our last operation we're going to do is count. So this one, we're going to take the same find command, and we're going to do a count operation, and we are going to count the number of documents that are returned. And I paused for a second because I think this was not exactly right. I'm going to remove that because there's no parameter to count. We're not giving it anything to do. It's very straightforward. It's just counting. So it's going to take this result of find and just count the number of records. We're going to assign that to a variable, and we're going to print it out here. So we should expect log statements to guide us through all of the output we're going to get. So we're going to look at limit, skip, sort, and count one by one. So let's save this. And let's run our queries JavaScript file again against Mongo. And let's go up here and see our first one here. So we have finding all documents limiting to 1. We have 1 result. Good. We have finding all documents skipping the first record. We still have 1 result. Awesome. We're going to find all documents and sort by last name in ascending order. We have Jane Bradley first and we have John Smith second. Awesome. That's exactly what we expected. And then we're printing number of documents found. And we have 2. So I hope that gives you an idea of some of the different operations you can do with find to get more insights about your data and slowly be able to build your tool belt around how you can query data. Just these few methods, I mean, you can do a lot of really cool stuff. And these basic methods are going to be the most valuable. As you get into more advanced topics, you are probably not going to use some of those things quite as much. So definitely review this stuff, get a good understanding, make sure you understand the difference between limit and skip, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.